Have you ever dreamt that you were driving down a road and instead of turning right, you turned left? Or have you ever dreamt that you were moving toward the east or west or even north or south? What could that mean? I'm going to talk about what directional symbols mean in dreams. Number one, the right. If you dream that you're using your right hand or you're doing something with the right side of your body, the right would tend to represent what you have strength and what you have faith to do. So, for example, if you're doing something in a dream with your right hand, then God is showing that whatever that thing is you're doing is what He has given you the faith and the strength to do. The right also represents right standing with God or walking in righteousness or going in the right direction even. Also, the right can represent a place of authority and honor. And we know that in Mark, the 16th chapter, the 19th verse, it talks about how when Jesus was buried and resurrected, He went to heaven and sat on the right hand of the Father. So Jesus was given a position of authority and honor. So if you dream, for instance, that you're in a room or in an auditorium and you're specifically sitting on the right side, that could be showing that God is bringing you to a place of honor in your life, that He's bringing you to a new level of spiritual authority. Number two, the left. The left side tends to represent something you were born to do. It tends to represent a natural gifting. So if you have a dream that you're doing something with your left hand, but in real life, you're right-handed, God could be showing that the thing that you're doing in the dream is something that He's put on the inside of you, a natural gifting that He's given you to carry out. In the negative sense, the left can represent weakness or walking in the flesh. The left can also represent carnality, being carnally minded as opposed to spiritually minded. Also, the left can represent unbelief. We know in the Bible it speaks of how at the day of judgment, God is going to separate the sheep from the goat, and how the goat will be on the left side, and the goat are those who did not believe in Jesus Christ. So it could represent unbelief as well. So just depends on what's going on in the dream. Number three, the north. The north tends to symbolize the place of God's throne. So if you dream you're headed north, that could represent that you're moving toward God. Great dream. The north could also, God could be showing you that you will soon be having a throne room experience with Him. The north in dreams can also represent spiritual inheritance. But in the negative sense, moving towards the north can represent coming into a place of judgment. So there again, it just depends on the context of the dream, what's happening in the dream, how the dreamer is feeling in the dream, the mood of the dream as well. Number four, the south. If you dream that you're moving toward the south, and you're going in the direction of the south tends to represent a place of testing and trials, as in being a hot place. So being in heat symbolically would represent trials, or represent tribulations, a hard time in life. And so moving toward the south could represent that in your dream. It could also represent moving away from God, just like we said, moving north would represent moving toward the throne of God. The south could represent moving away from God, and God could be warning you that you're moving away from him and away from fellowship with him as well. Also, if you are originally from the south and you dream that you're moving south, it could be God showing you that he's bringing you back to your place of origin. Also, the south can represent a place of restoration as well. Number 5, the east. The east tends to represent the presence of God. We know in Genesis that God placed Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and the garden was eastward in Eden, the Bible says. And we know that Adam and Eve had daily, continual fellowship with God, and so they were always in the presence of God. So the east would tend to represent the presence of God, or being in his presence. The east also can represent the dawning of a new day. God could be showing you that something new is on the horizon. It could also represent God's glory rising, because we know that the sun rises in the east. Number 6, the west. The west, of course, is where the sun sets. So if you dream that you're moving westward, that could represent that something in your life is coming to an end. Now, that could be positive or that could be negative. So it just depends on the context of the dream. The west can also represent God's glory departing, as the east can represent his glory rising in your life. The west can also represent the opposite, that his glory is departing. So he could be warning you that the things that you're doing in your life could be causing you to move away from God, or God's glory to leave your life. Well, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. If you are not a subby yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of these videos. I'll talk to you next time.